Well, it's been a hot topic for weeks. How high will petrol prices go? And will we run out of fuel altogether? It's a question that is worrying many, except those who've gone electric.
I've reached a point where I dread filling up the car with petrol. I think of it like a parking ticket, basically. Pay for it and forget about it. But imagine if you never, ever had to pay for petrol again. Imagine.
This whole car is one supercomputer that happens to be on wheels.
The electric car movement is here, and fanatic Ricky Cohen is all about it.
The charger at home, it takes about 6 hours to charge up. It's like having a petrol station at your house, except it costs 20 bucks.
Fuel prices have gone through the roof, so people who may have been thinking about a more fuel-efficient car are really now going that extra step and looking at buying one.
You're talking to the girl that drives a Holden Astra from 2007. I'm not kidding. Melbourne dad Alan Thomas has gone electric, buying a Hyundai Ioniq, and he's giving us an education.
Range is not the biggest concern. It's just getting used to the whole routine of plugging in.
How much were you paying, do you reckon, per month, let's say, on petrol before?
I'd be hundreds. Yeah, a couple of hundred, I reckon.
A couple of hundred.
Yeah.
And now, what would this cost you?
A quarter of that, I reckon. The
Electric Vehicle Council estimates EVs are about 70% cheaper per kilometre to run, meaning per year the average driver will save $1,600.
I'm just like a politician. I don't know what the petrol prices are because I haven't looked at a petrol station in a long time. I haven't gone into one.
For Ricky, cheaper servicing with his Tesla has been a big win.
The braking system, it really just regenerates the battery instead of actually using the physical brake pads. So through the lifetime of the car, you'll never actually replace the brake pads.
When you consider the savings, it's surprising Australia is relatively slow on the uptake compared to, say, the UK, where petrol and diesel car sales will be banned by 2030.
EVs may not burble like sucking doves, and they may not have that rum, rum, rah, rah that you love, but they have so much torque that they move off the lights faster than a Ferrari.
Yes, it'll be inevitable that one day we'll all be driving electric cars.
Sreko Lorbeck has been selling cars for over 30 years.
At the moment, everybody's complaining electric cars are a little bit too expensive, but they are coming down in price.
According to the Electric Vehicle Council, the number of Aussies buying electric cars tripled last year, with 20,665 EVs sold compared to 6,900 in 2020. But across the country, there are only 291 public fast charging stations and 1,580 regular charging stations.
Exactly.
Are there enough, do you think?
Look, it would be a lot better if there was more. I think it's, there's only so many, and if for some reason at the point that you decided that's where you're going to stop, they're not working, that's a little bit of a worry.
Motoring journalist Paul Marriage.
Fast chargers and the ones that will charge a car within 20 minutes, that infrastructure costs a lot of money, and at the moment we don't have a lot of that in Australia, so you are limited to slower charging speeds.
How often are you having to charge, and for how long?
I charge every day. So basically, every time I drive, I plug it in at work or I plug it in at home.
And this is just a normal power point?
Just a normal power point.
Where did you get this charger from?
That came with the car.
Most people will charge at home, but if you do rely on public charging infrastructure, you really need to know with confidence where it is, how fast it's going to charge your car, and that it's actually working when you get there.
And that's the magic word, infrastructure.
We're way behind, but I believe that will accelerate quite quickly.
Without it, Lorbeck says the EV movement is going nowhere fast.
The houses that don't have off-street parking or people live in existing apartment buildings basically cannot have an electric car to charge there. So buildings that are getting built are not necessarily putting EV structure in place.
Not one to miss a sales opportunity, the businessman has developed pay-per-use charging systems.
Plug it in, connect with the app, and you're off and away and you're charging.
Now calling on governments to mandate EV infrastructure in new residential and commercial buildings.
These are in an open space, so it is 24 hours, so people can use them 24 hours a day.
I feel like the one inconvenience with electric cars that I can pick up thus far is just how long it takes to charge.
Yes.
It's a lot slower than filling up your car with petrol.
Correct, but the fact is if you've got convenience charging here at your home, you don't have to go to that petrol station.
If you're mulling over making the switch, bear in mind we will see better prices as competition climbs.
Manufacturers are now making a huge number of them overseas where emissions regulations are quite strict, and that has a flow-on effect to Australia where we now have more stock to choose from.
I think everyone will buy an electric car in the next 5 years.